What makes a dinosaur a dinosaur? 200 million years ago, the Earth was much different from what it is today. In most areas, the climate was warm and mild. A shallow sea stretched across the middle and southern parts of what would become North America. The Rocky Mountains hadn't formed yet, and flowering plants were just beginning to grow among the lush ferns and cycads. Tiny shrew-like mammals scurried in the undergrowth, along with quick-footed lizards. But by far, the most dynamic and dominant land animals at this time were the dinosaurs. What was a dinosaur? Dinosaurs were a special group of prehistoric reptiles that lived during the Mesozoic era, which lasted for almost 180 million years, from 245 million years before present to 65 million years ago. Some dinosaurs were huge, over 15 times the size of an elephant. Others were smaller than a rooster. All dinosaurs seem to have lived on land. Some ran around on their hind legs, and others clomped along on all fours. Some were meat eaters that hunted alone or in packs. Others were plant eaters that often grazed in herds as cows and deer do today. Although many dinosaurs wandered into swamps, marshes, and lakes for food and water, none were totally aquatic. And no dinosaur has yet been discovered that could fly. So which animals were not dinosaurs? Many prehistoric animals were not dinosaurs, including many of the prehistoric reptiles. These non-dinosaur animals included flying reptiles, the pterosaurs, giant aquatic creatures such as the plesiosaurs, giant sea turtles, and huge prehistoric crocodiles, primitive sailback reptiles such as Dimetrodon, and saber-toothed cats and woolly mammoths. But mammals that lived long after the dinosaurs had become extinct. Where did the word dinosaur come from? In 1674, the first dinosaur bone was discovered in southern England. But it wasn't until 1841 that the word dinosaur was invented. Richard Owen, an English scientist, had been carefully studying the ancient reptile bones that had been dug up in England. After comparing them to modern animal bones, he decided they were very different from those of any reptile he had ever seen or studied. He thought they belonged to huge, extinct lizard-like creatures that were probably ferocious because of their enormous sizes. So he called this new group of extinct reptiles dinosaurs, which comes from two Greek words meaning terrible lizards. Today we know the dinosaurs were not lizards at all. They were an altogether different group of reptiles, and many of them were far from terrible. How do dinosaurs compare with other animals? Most scientists think that dinosaurs were reptiles because they have many reptilian characteristics, such as a reptile-like skulls. Many dinosaur skulls resemble those of present-day reptiles. Eggs. Many dinosaurs laid eggs, just as modern reptiles do. Cold-bloodedness. Many scientists think that at least some of the dinosaurs, if not all of them, were cold-blooded and so were not able to control their internal body temperatures. Lizards, turtles, crocodiles, and snakes are also cold-blooded. But many scientists think that dinosaurs were very advanced reptiles because they had some characteristics that were similar to those of birds and mammals, such as their parental care. Some of the dinosaurs cared for their babies long after they hatched, just as most modern birds and mammals do. Their feeding behavior. Many dinosaurs hunted in packs or grazed in herds, just as many mammals. Warm-bloodedness. Just as some scientists think dinosaurs were cold-blooded, others think that all or some of them were warm-blooded, as birds and mammals are today. How were dinosaurs different from other reptiles? Dinosaurs had many characteristics that are similar to those found in other reptiles, but they also had some characteristics that seemed to be unique. For example, if you could have watched a dinosaur walk, you would have seen that it moved differently from a turtle, crocodile, or lizard. Most dinosaurs walk with their legs under their bodies for support, which raised them above the ground. But lizards, crocodiles, and turtles move very close to the ground, with their legs sprawled out to the sides, away from their bodies. Some dinosaurs also had grasping hands, as people do. Unlike other reptiles, these dinosaurs would have been able to grasp and hold things, such as their prey. But even though there are many differing characteristics, paleontologists still aren't exactly sure how dinosaurs fit in with and compare to other reptiles. There are many different opinions about how dinosaurs were actually related to each other and to other prehistoric and modern animals. Since 1841, over 300 different kinds of dinosaurs have been discovered. After comparing skeletons and features, paleontologists have divided the dinosaurs into two separate orders of reptiles: the lizard-hipped dinosaurs and the bird-hipped dinosaurs. Lizard-hipped dinosaurs had hips shaped like those of lizards. Some lizard-hipped dinosaurs, like the aggressive Tyrannosaurus and the smaller Coelophysis, were meat-eaters. Others were plant-eaters, like the gigantic Apatosaurus and its relatives. Bird-hipped dinosaurs had hips that were similar to those of birds. Most bird-hipped dinosaurs were plant-eaters. Many of them, like Stegosaurus and Triceratops, had strange horns, frills, spikes, scutes. Dinosaurs in the Kingdom of Cummings. What does the word dinosaur mean? And how are dinosaurs named? Sir Richard Owen coined the word dinosaur, meaning fearfully great lizard, in 1842. In Greek, dinos means fearfully great or terrible, and sauros means lizard. Greek, Latin, and other root words are used in naming dinosaurs. Newly discovered dinosaurs are named by the discoverer or by the paleontologist who determines that it represents a new genus. There are many different ways to choose a dinosaur name. Sometimes the dinosaur is given a name that describes something unusual about its body, head, or feet. Some are named after the location where they are found. Others are named for their behavior or size. And some are named to honor a person. The name has to be approved by the International Commission on Zoological Nomenclature. Some interesting dinosaur names include Deinonychus, which means terrible claw; Pachycephalosaurus, which means thick head lizard; Heterodontosaurus means different teeth lizard; Paronychodon means near claw tooth; and Struthiomimus means ostrich mimic. Dinosaurs were the dominant group of reptiles on the planet for 150 million years during the Mesozoic era. Fossils have been found on every continent, with Dinosaur National Monument, located between Colorado and Utah, being one of the most famous quarries in the world. With all this interest and curiosity about dinosaurs, wouldn't it be fun to discover your very own species? Here is how to do it. First, look over the list of dinosaur prefixes and suffixes. Envision your dinosaur and pick 3 to 5 prefixes and 1 suffix to use in the name of your dinosaur. 2. Classify your dinosaur by writing down the meanings of the prefixes and suffix. 3. What is your dinosaur's natural habitat? Is it adapted to desert life, aquatic life, rainforest living, cave dwelling, burrowing, swinging from the trees, etc.? Think about its name when creating a suitable environment for it. 4. What does your dinosaur dine upon? Is it a primary consumer, a carnivore, or an omnivore? 5. Every dinosaur in the kingdom has some sort of enemy. It could be a carnivore, omnivore, or some kind of sneaky herbivore. Choose another student's dinosaur in the class to be your dinosaur's enemy. 6. How does your dinosaur reproduce? Does it have any courtship rituals? Does it lay a bunch of eggs and leave them to chance? Does it do anything to safeguard its clutch? Do both parents help out in some way? Describe. 7. Does your dinosaur exhibit any other unique adaptations, either structural or behavioral, that might enhance its chances of survival? Think of all the animals we have viewed in the video Life on Earth and list some cool adaptations for your dinosaur. Finally, this is 8. Draw a picture of your dinosaur that represents all the features listed in your dino data chart. The winning dinosaur will become the queen of the kingdom's next t-shirt design.